Here's a short video on how cycle edge timing report is going to really help you out if you're day trading or even swing trading. Let's first take a look. I'm going to do gold because I trade gold a lot, but this is the same mentality for whatever you are trading. So in the club area, we have 5 assets. Let's take a look, which is gold, Eurodollar, Bitcoin, and SP 500, Dow Jones, and NASDAQ, right? 6. So only those 6 assets, but I can do this for any asset. So if you have something special in mind, you can touch base because I do give custom analysis as well. So this is the full month of July already. I posted on the 3rd of July. So we already have the full month of July as to when we're going to have a high likely swing day and when we're going to have certain intervals in the day which we can use to trade. So gold, this is gold, right? Yep, gold futures, as you can see, for the weekly insight, Sunday 19th to Saturday 25th. I take Sunday and Saturday. I've mentioned this before as it is important, simply because Sunday spills over to Monday and Saturday draws Friday into it, right? So having Saturday and Sunday is definitely necessary from the way I see it anyway. So here we have Sunday 19, Monday, July as a trade day. Obviously Sunday we're not trading gold, but Monday the market is open. So I want to take a look at Monday, July 20, because this is corresponding to my cycles. The other thing is I've got Thursday and Friday, which means if Monday is a good day, I can follow it actually into Thursday and possibly into Friday. Okay, so let's go into, well, first of all, let's take a look at Monday, and we'll keep Wednesday here because today's Wednesday. I'll take a look at the daily chart. You can see that's your Monday, all right, and these are from the previous weeks. We had those trade days coming in. That's your Friday. Monday, market going up, and yesterday was a good day to trade as well, right on the breakout here, on this breakout here. As you can see, these are trade hours. Now I've got trade hours here today for Wednesday as well, but let's take a look at the report. Now remember, I gave this report on the 3rd of July. Okay, July 3rd, 2026, 9:34 a.m. So it was on the members area. But let's take a look at the daily insight, because what's important here are, first of all, the alert windows. For example, exhaustion blow off from 1:45 a.m. to 5:50. This is my time, by the way. This is UTC +3 because I'm in standard time in Turkey, and that's the Istanbul time zone. But you can convert to wherever you live on the planet. It's not a problem. And I also have the exchange time here as well as to when that should happen, right? So 105 to 149, it's like 605 to 650 in New York, which is fine, right? So let's take a look at what happened at 105 to 150, and that should be taking me all the way into 550 exhaustion blow off. All right, so this is 145, as you can see. Okay, this is it 2 o'clock? This is 2 o'clock. That's 145 where it starts. Why do I have 2 there? Because in our general hours for the day, I had 115 to 215 as well. Let's put 215 there too. And that's your 215. So exhaustion blow off, 215 a general trade hour. How long should this go to? 550. Where's 550? Well, that's your 550, and that's your 6 o'clock. So as you can see, market really did go into an exhaustion blow off, and that was all posted on the 3rd of July. Now I have another one which you might want to follow because it's not happening yet. It's, what is it? 8 minutes past 4 p.m. my time. And let's say it's 4 p.m. In about 3 hours, we're going to have, well, we're supposed to have another exhaustion blow off from 7 to 8:35, and then at 8:35 to closing we're going to have a momentum push continuation. Now this would be nice to know, right? By the way, this I think is also good for euro dollar. Yes. Bitcoin, I'm thinking it should be. This is Thursday, Wednesday, yep. So it's pretty much on for, whatever you're trading, okay? So test it out to see how that works. So that's a heads up in advance. And I also have, as you can see here, 8:37 to 9:33, a special trading hour where we're expecting an exhaustion blow off, okay? And 3:45 in the afternoon, 3:42 let's say, is also a place where we can enter, but that's already gone, right? That's your 3:45. Let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that and let's make it all fresh. So 3:45 is already gone. Okay, that's your 3:30, that's your 3:42. Market already taking a dump. Now let's take a look at the overall general hours. That's 3:45, 4 o'clock. And I had 250 as well. If you noticed, 250 is just on that bar. So 250, this zone is already volatile. These blue lines are from my TSM pricing, which determined the targets from the beginning of the week, and also yesterday it was all on the cards. So from yesterday and Monday we already knew we had these targets up and running, okay? If the market went about 4,050, which was the first target on Monday, 4,050 and 4,070, and if it broke above that, that would be the region. That's the daily and that's the weekly. So now that we have some hours to trade off of, I've got 5:05 to 5:30 as well. So that's going to be 5:05 to, let's say 5:30. All right, let's take the edge, and that's basically it. Now knowing these hours is knowing when I'm going to trade, and also knowing that we're going to have an exhaustion blow off. That time period, any trade hour I have before that can be the setup for us to see the market move, okay? And I've said here, market should have a direction and it should get to 850 to 930, and that 850 corresponds nicely with the exhaustion blow off, and then afterwards the 8:35 to closing momentum push. So if this pans out, it's going to be a nice day to trade, and anything in between there, as you can see, we've got 8:40 to 9:30 is also a good trade hour where the market can have a direction, and I could trade it all the way to closing. All right, I hope that makes sense. Knowing what's going to happen before it happens is obviously important, okay? And also sometimes you'll get shock days, like with Bitcoin. We had a shock day the other day, didn't we? We had, yeah, shock day Tuesday, shock day Wednesday. Let's see what happened on Tuesday and Wednesday. What happened on a shock day, Tuesday and Wednesday. Now shock day, anything can happen because it's a shock, right? It could be up or down, but knowing it in advance, it's obviously important so we can prepare ourselves, because it could be a really good trade if the market, for example, last time we had 3 days in a row, shock day for Bitcoin, and it went down 3 days in a row. Okay, so shock day yesterday and today. So we have a breakout and a pullback. Okay, so shock day up, shock day down. So those days are obviously days where there's going to be a big action, and if it's going to break out, it's going to break out. If it's going to, you know, fall down, it's going to fall down. And it's nice to see it getting out of this zone here. So if the market does come back down, going up again is on the cards. And here with the TSM, I also have price levels. You can see where they sold off today, right on the line here. And if it does keep going down, look, that's where we're going to be targeting. Okay, and that's a price of 64,736. Where they sold off today, I had a price of 66,482. Let's see what the high was. The high was just there, around 66,660. That was my price, and that's a trade hour, by the way. 5 o'clock, market pushing up, exhaustion blow off, and then trade price according to TSM and the hour, and then selling off. I also had 805. Let's see where 805 came into play. 945, 805. That's when the market broke down. Nice to see. And that's it, guys. So knowing these hours in advance is the way to go. 835. So 835, market just going from 1 hour all the way in there. Okay. And then we're waiting for New York, obviously. And in New York, the first hour was 345, right? 345. That's your 345 right there, where the market just stalled at a price level. Okay, so all you have to do is measure your hours, match the time to your technical analysis. If your technical analysis says this setup is good, so whatever your technical analysis is, it's all good, right? As long as you're consistent with what you're doing technically, you're all good. All you have to do is match the time to what's going to happen, and your chances of success is going to be higher because you know the day to trade when it's highly likely swing day, and the hours of the day, and you know what's highly likely going to happen in the day. You know, if it's going to be a exhaustion blow off, if it's going to be a liquidity. Sometimes the report says there's a trap here, and you know, they really make a trap. They push the market up and then bang, sell it off. So you know, buyers get trapped out on the breakout. So knowing these things in advance, knowing where there's suppressed price, it's all good because it allows you to time your trade properly. You don't rush it, and it helps you to trade more planned, relaxed, in a consistent way, and it'll increase your hit rate as well, your success rate. All right, have a good one. This was a short video.